Well, I'm going to hook it up. Now, we'll know what's going on here because it will either start or it won't. I'm really praying it starts. That just saves me so much crap. Hi everyone and welcome back. You saw a very sneak preview at some point, well I think you did, of this. This is my new CBR 600F. It looks like it's in a state, and it kind of is really, but there is a story to this bike. Now this bike was pristine, absolutely pristine when the owner had it, because I knew this bike. It's a friend of mine and a neighbour. And this is what happened. He was riding along on his bike. He went, normally down the road, and the pedal bike jumped some red lights, and it's hit. So the fairing was on, of course, and the pedal bike wheel has hit here. Okay, it's hit here. So whatever angle it's hit at, it's dented this. And I know that under here, this the flow is dented as well. So the radiator was knocked out. And then what happened was the pedal came around. So the front hit there and the pedal come around and it dented here. You can see that there. That's a pedal dent. And then there's a small dent there and a small dent there. Not sure, but that's a pedal dent, yes? Probably another area of the pedal bike. Now, when he's done that, he's put so much force through the bike that he absolutely exploded this shock. Look, I mean, it's soaking. It exploded at the time, because when the owner came back to me, I was shocked because I'd seen the bike the day before. I loved this bike, and basically that was about 11 years ago, and it hasn't been used since. Now, the owner's own insurance company screwed him over, and the pedal bike, the police actually saw this incident, so they got the details from the pedal bike guy, but he just fled the whole time. At one point they caught him, he appeared like he was going to pay damages, and then he disappeared again. So absolutely piss take, if we're being really honest. Pedal bike rid of this. And then Ivan, year after year after year, I was saying to him, Ivan, pull it out, come on, we need to turn it over. We need to get it moving. And we did. I think anyone who watches the channel closely has seen this. Has seen me do really small bits and pieces. I cleaned the fuel pump out to get it repumping, and I got Ivan to put a new battery in, maybe last year. But it needed all of the other work doing. So underneath here, even though this looks like an absolute wreck, underneath here is a really stunning bike, yeah, but we do have to get down to it. So what do we need? I'm not going to mess around. I was considering opening up the flow and flattening here. No, I'm going to buy a new radiator. It's going to have a new radiator. In fact, look, it's definitely kind of leaking out in there. So new radiator. One of the other things it's doing when it started is that the revs stay up. The automatic choke wasn't working, but I believe that's because of the flow. I believe it needs to be flowing properly. It needs to even out its temperature, and that's when the revs will go down. And the other issue we have here is the data tool, after the years of sitting, stopped working. We changed the battery. We did everything we needed to do. It stopped working. So to get it fired up last time, we had to do this bridge here. But I swear, I can't stand it. It is such a pain. So my aim today is to trace all the wiring back. I really, really, really hope it goes into a port somewhere. All right? I really hope it goes into a port so that we can tidy up from there and get rid of all of this. I've done a bridge in here, but it's not stable. I'm not happy with how stable it is or isn't. Look, 2 black wires into there. So I want to trace it all back, cut it all down, find out where it goes to, and fix it properly. And I've done this before in the past, guys, and I promise you, me and my friend spent 3 or 4 days on and off tracing all the wires back and doing it on his old SV a long time ago. So what do I need to do today? I could actually mess with this and show you that this bike will start up and rev high, but there's kind of no point. It is revving high. It sounds stupid. No point. So I'm going to remove the battery. I'm going to get that on charge. I'm trying to think, do I need the battery today? I probably do. I think I'm going to run that down onto charge now, so that if I need it today, we've got it. When I come back, I'm going to be removing these rear panels here and looking for the wiring of the alarm. If I can find the wiring, and if I think I can do this bridging at a more appropriate spot, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to be stripping the bike down completely, because I need to get in there to the radiator next week. And I also need to get to the forks, don't I, for new seals. If this bit goes well, I'll order the fork seals for next week and leave it stripped, and then I'll do the seals and the radiator next weekend. So that will be quite a nice watch. But we do need to do the basic bits. We do need to make sure that it starts all the time. It doesn't have a stupid immobiliser system on it. I hate data tool, and I don't use the word hate easily. I try not to. I really do hate data tool. I bought an Enfield Gusta F4 750 many years back. I got it painted by Dream Machine. I got it painted yellow. If I've got a picture, I'll throw it up for you. But I got it painted by Dream Machine yellow, and got a really expensive data tool put on at the time, probably this one at the time actually. And months later it failed. And what was happening was, I was trying to show the amazing exhaust sound to my friends, and I'm sitting there like a knobhead trying to start my own bike every time. And every time I called Data Tool, they had no fix, no answer. They were absolute useless. So I really can't stand Data Tool. Right, let me get this battery out on charge, and then I'll start stripping the rear end. I'll throw you on the stand in the background, so you can just kind of see bits of what I'm doing. I'm finding I really prefer filming me do bits and pieces, but the editing is a right pain, especially when Mabjab's here chatting crap. So that's a Tainer battery, only 10 months old, so of course it's not charging. Why would it charge? I don't know what Tainer are doing. They used to have much better stock. I think they're buying in huge bulk loads and they're storing on their shelves for a very long time. I think all the recent batteries I've had from them are junk. I think you get the odd good one and the rest are junk, or they only last 6 months, and it's such a shame. But it really shows you cheapest on the market isn't the best. They used to be worth it, but now I don't use them anymore. Ivan bought that one when I told him what. I gave him the code, but their batteries are junk, I'm afraid. I don't say that lightly. So I don't know if you can see, but Data Tool just cake everything in mastic. And that's what all this is, mastic. And then they wonder why it goes wrong. What I need to do is isolate the wires that I need. So somehow kind of peel it all apart. So these, technically these are fine, I don't really need. There you go. I kind of don't really need these. But I also may not really need. See, all I really need to do now is make sure these two are bridged. There, these two are bridged correctly. Now I was hoping this went down to a joint somewhere, but it doesn't. My other worry is that basically something else goes wrong. Some of the other wiring issues may come up. Now I know that these two wires and these two wires are what it takes to get it started, these four, but we might find that we have an issue down the line with something else, like lights or something. I'm going to just do this connection again. Let me, I'm just going to trim it a bit more, make sure I'm more comfortable with it, because I didn't have much space last time. And then tuck it all away and see if it will start like that. But I'd need a good battery. I might need to bring the car up and see if it will start like that. Basically, I need to know that it's pumping fuel and sparking in the way it's set up, and then I can tape it up and tuck it away. But I do ask myself, what else have we lost within that? Okay, so I am much happier with the connections I did there. There's just more bite. When it was in the box, guys, you had a tiny piece to work with, and it was just, I weren't happy with it. I'm going to actually go and get the car. There's no point us guessing what's going on now. I need to get the car. It should fire up if it's all okay, really. But I feel like that's really high hopes considering everything else is now disconnected. But I need a good battery to test it with. So I'm going to go and get the car, hook it up. By the way, there's people out there who will say, don't hook the battery up, a bike up to a car battery. I've done it so many times. You don't want the engine running of the car. Not that it makes much difference nowadays with regulators, but just the base battery of a car, I've never ever had an issue with it. So I'd be curious what your thoughts are in the comment section, actually, please, guys. I mean, don't be harsh. I really get sick of people telling me exactly what their opinion is, but my opinion is you can absolutely use a car battery to jumpstart your bike every now and again. So here we go. I love my car, but sadly it's on its last legs. I moved back with my parents during COVID to help them out. Actually, you know what? Not just to help them out, they also helped me out. But my dad now uses my car more than I do, which is I have no issues with at all, but his mobility is bad. So I think once the Harley sells, I'm going to have to buy a more average, medium height car. I'm thinking of a BMW 1 Series, because it's just kind of plain bog stand and it's the right height that he can just sit into and out. Really sad, but this is kind of, it runs and rides, but it needs bits and pieces done to it, so it's possibly time to change it. Right, I'm going to hook it up now. We'll know what's going on here because it will either start or it won't. I'm really praying it starts. That just saves me so much crap. Okay, so we're hooked up. Let's see if the great debate kicks in about using a car to jumpstart a bike. Have we got any power at all? Ooh, we do. Oh, I don't like a flashing oil light. Let me double check that before I do anything. I want to check the oil level. Yep. So the oil's fine. Did we hear it prime the fuel pump? No. Oh, hang on. That's fuel pump prime. Okay, so it primed. Let's see how lucky or unlucky we are. Yes, that means the wiring's good. Now you listen to the choke, it will go up and it will stay up. It won't come back down. But we know what that is, at least.